Okay guys, so the first sort of drop-in is quite an easy one. It's for beginners, not really for experienced riders. So this is probably the first drop-in that you'll want to learn, because it's the basics for most drop-ins in the scootering competition. So first thing is you're going to have one foot, your dominant foot, on your deck. So it's a lot easier if you have your dominant foot because it makes you feel a lot more controlled of where you're going. The other foot is placed on the top of the ramp and is used to push in. So this is what it should look like. The second sort of drop-in is similar to the first one. It's normally used for beginners, but this is the classic way to drop in on a scooter. So instead of having your one foot down, you have both of them on the deck, and you use the coping to slide into the ramp. So you got to lean forward for this one, and you really got to commit to it, because I know it's very hard for some beginners to do this. It becomes much easier when you commit to the jump. So this is how you do it. You just both feet on and lean in. The third sort of drop-in is called the 50-50 drop-in. It's a bit more difficult than the other sort of drop-ins. It's used more by more experienced riders. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your deck on the coping either way. I find it easier this way because it's more comfortable for me to jump in that way. But if you want, you can have it this way. It really depends on where your toes point. So for me, my toes point on the deck point this way. So I'm going to put them here. So what you're going to do, all you're going to do, bend your knees and jump off into the ramp. You're going to lean forward because it helps a lot in this trick. So this is how to 50-50 drop in. The fourth drop in is much like the 50-50 drop in. It's called the 50-50 roll in. It's a bit easier than the 50-50 drop in on shallower ramps. All you have to do this time is just roll into the ramp and not jump into it. So that's why it's a bit easier. So you got to do exactly the same, but this time you're just going to spin your front wheel round and roll into it. The fifth and final drop-in is the feeble drop-in. This one you're going to put your front wheel over the top and your back wheel down in the ramp. This one's a bit trickier than the 50-50 drop-in because you have to jump a lot more. It's also quite a lot harder because it's a bit scarier than the other ones, but what will help it a lot is if you lock that back wheel in and put your front wheel close to the top of the ramp. That will make it a lot easier when you're dropping in. All you have to do is jump like a 50-50 and jump into the ramp and lean forward. This is probably the hardest part when trying to do this drop-in. So here it is.
Yes!
You learn. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe and put in the comments how much you like that new learn of Blake's. Thank you for Jeremy Creek for inspiring this video idea. His link will be in the description for his channel. Make sure to check that out. So thank you guys. See you soon.